Keep your eyes on the lights. There are 5 red lights, and when they go out, we will be underway for 56 laps of racing here at the Shanghai International Circuit, and it's go! So away we go towards the front row, towards the first corner of the race. It looks like Tom Stevens got a pretty clean start. He should be well and truly in the lead, but look at Jan Granqvist now around the outside of Jack West in second position. He'll try to hang it there until he gets the inside for turn 2, and he might well be going through to second. So we have Tom Stevens first, Jan Granqvist second, and this is Stefan Röhrl on the first lap of the race. This is where he retired, so he's just in front of Carlos Martin, and we're told that he gets touched from behind, and unfortunately a big impact into the wall takes him out immediately. It appears that the cars are a little more brittle than we've seen in previous years, and you can't really get away with hitting the wall like that. There's where Shepard had an instant with Handgraf and then had a little bit of karma on the exit. Oh my goodness, he's lost his front left wheel and he's somehow managed to recover to the pits. So continues on in the race despite that.
You see now Wire trying to make is that a double move? He's gone for it.
He's going up to 9th place. Not quite. Looks as if Matthias Moos is hanging on, but Moos will be on the inside line into the final turn. Alex Lahoud says that Stefan braked too early and Carlos rammed him from behind, so unfortunately that would explain the retirement of Stefan Röhrl. Maguire up the inside, very nearly all 4 wheels off the road, just keeps it on the white line, and a very brave manoeuvre as Matthias Moos is forced off the racing line and loses another place now to Matthew Williams, who gets into the top 10. That was a really good move, if you ask me, from Adam Maguire. Jan Granqvist just needs to stick within a second of Tom Stevens if he's to attack him on the next lap. Maxime Bewley now side by side with Fabrizio Gobbi a little further down the order. Here's Istvan Singel making a move on Tomasz Vok, that's for P20. Goes over the inside of the corner and loses that position out. Back to the action. There's a little scrap going on over 14th place. Jack Neher side by side with Dylan Fisher.
Basically Maggio going for the lunge into the hairpin. Little bit of contact on the exit, but gets that done fairly cleanly.
A face full of slipstream for the likes of Robin Panzer, who's going to move past Matthew Williams in a straight line. Williams also has the DRS, and Maggio is in the top 10 now. Williams leaves his braking later, goes back through, but he might run a little wide on the exit. Almost looked like Stevens backed them up into that corner there, because not only... And who was that running wide? Moritz Kropp right off the road, and Mark Schluter's going to be up into 4th place. Granqvist is so close to the back of Stevens. Surely he's going to have an attempt now. Goes to the outside line. Stevens goes defensive. Granqvist leaves his braking late, but how late is it? They both make the corner. Stevens should just about get his nose in front. Stevens maintains the lead. Granqvist is very close down the start-finish straight once again. We saw him do exactly this on the last lap. If he can hold on, somehow get his nose in front, he might be able to have an attack in the left-hander. Not quite. I think they had a little rub of wheels through there as well. But look at Granqvist once again, close to the tail of Tom Stevens. He goes to the outside line just as he did on the last lap. He's slightly further ahead, and this time he gets the lead. So Adam Maguire, one of the first of the top 10 to dive in for his stop. Moritz Kropp, he's pitted, I think.
Yeah, he's just gone to the pits, I think.
And they both pit at exactly the same time, both of them into the pit lane. Daniel Stepkowski pits as well from inside that race for the lead. After a good recovery drive in the first stint, actually. I said earlier on that things weren't going particularly well for the RSR driver.
Oh my goodness, they aren't going well.
What's happened there? He's driven into him.
Jack West thought he was in iRacing.
Does he have steering damage? That was devastating stuff, I would say. Into the pits comes Carlos Martin, who's also been on a recovery drive. We've got Fisher side by side with Fournier heading up to the final corner. Fisher on the inside, Fournier unable to get through. Into the pits comes Jan Granqvist, so the leader is in, along with Mark Schluter, the Edge Esports driver. Janos Bracek will lead. I think Stevens will be quite excited to find himself back on the tail of Jan Granqvist. There they are.
Exactly what I predicted, yeah, and he manages to defend it well this time round.
Jan Granqvist is the net leader, but he's got to get past Dylan Fisher. Takes 2 bites at the apple. He's on the inside line. Fisher sees him coming, and Granqvist will get through relatively quickly. There's now a car between the 2 net leaders, and Stevens will have to try to find a way through. Oh, he's going through the outside. Look at that. Good move from Stevens.
Move. That was outstanding, really. That was the best he could have done. Now, if Fournier sticks to the inside, this might give a little bit of opportunity.
They're 3
for Tom.
wide into the hairpin, and Grankvist makes a double overtake. Oh, keep it safe on the exit, guys. Good stuff. Stevens has been rather boxed in there. He's only going to get past one of them. Up the inside now of Philip Pushke, who comes into the pits. And another double overtake. Watch this. Jan Grankvist down the inside of both Jack Mayer and Tygo Poom, who now go side by side themselves. They've been fighting for this entire race so far. But Jan Grankvist clears them both. Whoa! Jack Mayer leaves his braking very late and flies into the pit lane. And Bratchok and Moose have also pitted, so Grankvist will go back to the lead now. Tom Stevens now gets through on Hygo Poom as well, up into that second position. And we're now going to take a look at Philip Pushke, who will also retire. What has happened there?
Did he
has he
shift into reverse?
Keep an eye on the gears, because I think the engine's just about to erupt. But is that caused? Oh, he goes to first. He goes to first gear, the car spins around, and I think he's lost the engine. Adam Maguire, with the DRS open, goes past Fabrizio Gobbi, who is yet to make his stop. Stepkovsky is going to go through to 5th now on the inside. Relatively straightforward move on much fresher tyres.
Carlos Martin, who's going for the move on Jack West. He's plucking him off in the race, that's for sure. It's quite aggressive move into the hairpins in the DRS on Mark Schluter. And he's going to go for it as well. And he's got the inside line going in this
change of position.
Yeah, and he's got the move done nice and early, which is good. And he's on an absolute flyer after what was quite a poor quali.
And there's the fight I saw in the background. Matthew Williams alongside Alessandro Maggio, who nearly goes into the grass as well. Up the inside he goes into turn 1. And he should be able to make the move stick from there. But if Williams can hold on, he will have the inside line for turn 2. He does do that. Finds the grip out there somewhere. And manages to stay in 10th position. West is under pressure from Williams. So Williams goes through. Oh, and West loses it. Good save, actually. Good save. The damage is affecting the way that the car handles. Wide goes Williams. Bounces over the curb as he gets back onto the track. West might actually come back at him here. Up into turn 1. Has the DRS, goes alongside him. Sweeps around the outside. Does get through into 9th position.
As you see, Maggio going for a move and gets it done even before the braking zone on Williams. That was fantastic. And
Stepkovsky loses another place, this time to Janos Bratchok. Maggio there gets through on Matthew Williams. That's the second time he's had to pull that move. This time goes ahead into the corner where Williams made the mistake. And he does get that P9. And this is for 13th. Jeffrey Fournier makes the move, gets through on Hygo Poom. And Jack Mayer passes Jakub Lally, goes through into P13, into the hairpin. Jeffrey Fournier now side by side with Jakub Lally, goes around the outside into the hairpin. We'll get good traction out there actually, but he does twitch. And he does get the inside line for the corner. Yeah, got rather close in the first pit window, but hasn't really looked back ever since. Jeffrey Fournier now passes Jack Mayer. There's a move going on behind them as well. And Kropp and Maguire are both in the pits. So we are seeing the start of the second pit window now. Carlos Martin pits as well. But yes, Moritz Kropp now to the inside of Jack Mayer so as not to lose out too much time on the exit of the pits. Does go through and he has come out ahead of Adam Maguire.
See, Stevens gone in the pits as well this time round. And now who's that? Moritz Kropp making a move on Fournier. Fournier not putting up too much of a fight into the braking zone.
Now we wait to see when Jan Grankvist will pit and where he comes out in relation, and he does pit. Now remember, he was about 5.5 seconds ahead of Tom Stevens before the pit stop, but Tom has had to pass Matthias Moos, which he's just done. Oh, Grankvist is easily out ahead of Tom Stevens. They've got a car between them, Robin Panzer in the Adonis. Oh, and more contact. And Martin has rather driven through the side of the AKA Hero car there on the exit of the corner. Willem Fischer and Jack West. Oh, and there was an incident. And Fischer has bounced off the barriers. Oh, and a big spin that happened for Giuseppe Ragusa on the way into the pits. Didn't I say that's a tricky pit entry that people do not practice enough? Jan Grankvist now going past Mark Schluter on the straight. That'll be relatively easy. The difficulty, of course, is that Schluter won't want to let him through. He's still fighting with Janos Bratchok and he doesn't want to lose time. Here we are on the start-finish straight. And Grankvist retakes the lead of the race into turn 1. And this is Giuseppe Ragusa. This will be just after his pit stop. So he's come out of the pits on his out lap and he's pulled off the road. So I think after his spin in the pits, he's probably thought, let's just save the engine for the next race. And there seems to be a move in the background as well. That's Maggio on Martin. Here comes Moritz Kropp on the straight. Goes to the inside of Matthias Moos, but he won't have to worry about the fact it's the inside because he's done it before the corner. Kropp now going through on Panzer. That's 5th place. So Moritz Kropp up into P5. Tom Stevens has passed Mark Schluter. So that's for 3rd place now. Oh, they're side by side. Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
It's a straight swap on the straight.
People, no matter what the position, just scrapping all the way throughout the race. You see Carlos Martin trying to go the long way around the outside of Lalu. Doesn't get it done this time round. He's still going to be there or thereabouts actually, which is going to give him the inside in the left-hander. But is Lalu going to do a repeat and stick to the outside and then get the inside for the next one? Yes, he is. Wow, going backwards and forwards. Three times now. It looks like Carlos Martin's finally managed to get that one done.
Maggio's got a good run on Poom here. Goes through into P9. And they both get it rode up in time for the hairpin. Jack Mayer and Carlos Martin find themselves together, the two TOP esports drivers. Martin in theoretically a better position in this race, at least strategically, so Mayer will not make this hard for him at all. Carlos Martin now going for Hygo Poom. This is for 10th position in the late stages of this race. And through he goes. And Bratchuk's got him. So Bratchuk is up to 3rd place with only 7 laps remaining. Whoa, very sideways from Schluter. Didn't have the grip midway through the corner. And that's really put Kropp. That's given him the upper hand, and he does get the move done. So Moritz Kropp is able to capitalise on Schluter's mistake.
He's going to get mugged as well by Maguire coming in at the hairpin. And this time,
here comes Maguire. And Maguire is up the inside of Mark Schluter. Kropp rather backs both of them up through the hairpin. And Maguire gets the move done. So as we're about to see him make a move. Ooh, little dive to the inside, then he goes properly to the outside. Little rub of wheels as well. That Mayer has done 13 Super League races over 5 seasons. This will be his 14th race. And he goes through on Hygo Poom, up the inside into turn 1. But Maguire approaches the back of Janos Bratchuk's car. Bratchuk weaves all over the track. I believe Grankvist has just crossed the line, but we'll get to him in a minute. And Maguire gets 3rd place on the final lap of the race. Great manoeuvre. Fantastic stuff, and what a fantastic drive today for Jan Grankvist of Super Venturi, who has won this race. And Schluter gets back past Kropp. So Schluter gets up into P5 on the final lap. So Jan Grankvist is on top of the world and top of the standings with P1, followed by Tom Stevens and Adam Maguire. And Janos Bratchuk gets P4. Good drive from him. Mark Schluter P5, Moritz Kropp P6. Then it's Robin Panzer, Matthias Moos, Alessandro Maggio, Carlos Martin, who I think will lose 2nd in the championship to Tom Stevens, unless I'm very much mistaken. The final 5-point scoring finishers. We've got Jack Mayer P11, Hygo Poom P12, then Jörg-Pekka Lalu, Jeffrey Fournier and Fabrizio Gobbi. And missing out on points were Jack West on his debut in GPVWC Super League, George Zalagianis, Dylan Fisher, Maxim Bewley and Istvan Ksingel. And then also missing out on points were Matthew Williams, who ran out of fuel, Thomas Valkenstein Hangraf, who were lapped, and Justin van der Smissen, who was lapped 4 times, as Giuseppe Ragusa, Daniel Stepkowski, Maciej Heiler, Philip Puschke, Chris Shepard and Stefan Rohr all unfortunately failed to finish.